When you look at some of the players that have played in the NRFL, the likes of Chris Wood, Ryan Thomas, you can see that it's a really good stepping stone to professional careers. It always has been, but also it's the pinnacle career for a lot of players. It's served those purposes very, very well, right, since it started.
I started refereeing as a parent referee, and then when I got into refereeing for NFF back then, it took me a year or so before I got onto the NRFL league as an assistant referee on NRFL.
I guess personally I've been lucky enough to play play and coach actually in the 3 divisions of NRFL, Prem 1 and 2. Yeah, look, it's got a special place for me in that sense. Yeah, I really enjoyed it and loved seeing the different players come through that pathway.
We had excellent buy-in from the clubs. We were really pleased. We managed one workshop pre-lockdown where we had great turnout of people in the room. We worked exceptionally closely with New Zealand Football, also Waikato Bay of Plenty Football Federation. It was really important that we had strong engagement across the different levels. We spoke direct to players, direct to coaches, direct to referees, as well as a whole pile of club feedback. So it's been a really extensive process, and we're really pleased with how people have engaged in it. It was just the right time to make sure that we're providing guidance, not just for 1 year, but for a number of years in the future.
The next phase of that was really trying to align through our regional leagues and understand the different impacts of changes in the league at the National League level are having regionally and what tweaks we need to make in order to get that alignment.
On the men's side, I think the changes will mean that, especially for clubs that are at the lower end of NRFL, it gives a probably more structured, more tiered pathway from the lower leagues into the Premier Leagues.
For the women's game, which is one of the really key drivers around this whole review really, was we have the World Cup, the FIFA 2023 World Cup on our doorstep. If we don't use that opportunity to create incredible legacy for football as a whole, but really specifically for girls and women, then we will have missed an opportunity. We're giving clubs the opportunity and also the encouragement and support to really challenge themselves to effectively support girls and women in football.
We'll be able to introduce more of a competitive approach to the different levels of the competition. So that includes bringing up the Women's Championship division into a higher competition space. So that will also include bringing in the WaiBOP area as well. And in the long term, it's going to keep women in the game for longer.
Federations have to work really closely with the clubs to support the clubs to make sure that they can move through all the NRFL grades in a sustainable way.
Ultimately, to the opportunity is a stronger league, with more opportunities to play, referee, coach at a higher level, linked into an aspirational pathway to the National League. If we can achieve that and we put a lot of time and effort into it and support, both from a national level but also a federation level, then yeah, it's pretty exciting times.
And it's important for us, we make sure we have the right pathways, the right opportunities for our players, for our coaches, for our referees, and that we're also providing the right level of support for our clubs to allow them to really achieve in that space.